What is up, everyone? Welcome to another vlog with me, Langston. In today's episode, I want to talk about how to start a career in cybersecurity. Before we get into the video, like and subscribe to my channel. It would really help it, and definitely hit the notification button so that whenever I post a video, you guys will get notified. So, this is a question that a lot of people ask, and I usually get this question on LinkedIn, and a lot of people are really confused as to like how to really start, and what exactly do I get to, because it is a pretty hot topic, right? Cybersecurity is has been talked about a lot. It's pretty hot right now, especially with everything that's going on. We're getting so many attacks. There's malware, there's ransomware, and all these cool stuff, right? Or whatever. And and it is important that actually maybe people consider this career if they're interested in it, because um, you definitely need people in this field. And it's crazy, but we still do not have that many people who work in cybersecurity. It's very ironic. So I wanted to make a video, and hopefully it's helpful. And I don't want to overcomplicate it, because to be really frank with you, it is pretty simple. But I get why it can be complicated, because I was in that same position before. So yeah, let's get into it. Now that we talked about all this cool stuff, it's like, okay, Langston, now how do I get there? What do I have to learn to get to this point? And I would say the fundamental thing to actually know or understand before getting to cybersecurity is getting strong on your networking skills. By networking skills, I mean TCP/IP. I know that probably does not make sense, but basically, all your computers, even at your home, I'm sure you're familiar with something known as an IP address, right? Your phone has an IP address, your laptop has an IP address. It's something that basically there should be ways for computers to communicate with each other, right? And there's a protocol for that. There's a language that only they understand, which is what networking talks about. You have to learn your fundamentals so that once you know how these devices communicate with each other, once you know how this works, why our IP address is important, why is routing and switching important, you will understand how to secure them. It's like, if you do not understand how the house is built, you do not understand your infrastructure of your house, how are you going to secure it? Like, if I tell you, hey, I want my house to be secure, you're going to ask me, okay, what kind of a door do you have? Or do you have a lock on your door? What kind of a lock do you use? Things of that sort. And it's the same thing with networking, right? So you need to make sure that your fundamentals are strong. And in most cases, there are a bunch of courses out there on YouTube that teach you that stuff. I would personally recommend, uh, you know, CBT Nuggets. It's a very good resource. Uh, and I think there's a coach known as David Bombal, very good networking coach. I learned a lot from him, so definitely check him out on YouTube. The next thing is finding a course that specifically teaches you cybersecurity, and there's a bunch right now. The one that I would recommend, which a lot of people are actually going for, is known as the Security Plus certification, which is by CompTIA. Now, that's a good way of getting your foot in the door, and it's a good start. Some people might also say maybe I should get a bachelor's degree in computer security, which is what I did personally. And they're both valuable. Uh, the bachelor's degree would definitely be probably a little bit more valuable, not a little bit, probably a lot more valuable than a certification, because it is a 4-year course, and you're going through different courses. You learn networking, you learn programming, you learn a lot of stuff in those 4 years. And to be honest, my bachelor's degree was definitely helpful. I learned a lot, and I definitely you become a lot more disciplined in the field, I feel, when you learn when you do a bachelor's degree versus just a certification, because you're covering a lot more stuff. That being said, though, Security Plus does cover important concepts that are important for you to at least get the job. So, whichever one you think, if you feel that you want to get a job in a year in cybersecurity, probably the certification might be a better way to go to. If you're someone who just finished high school, you're someone who was like, okay, maybe I want to go to college, maybe you could pursue a degree in cybersecurity, and there's nothing wrong with that, because there's a lot of success. I would say I'm an example, because like I said, it helped me a lot, and I genuinely think that if you pursue something in that, you're gonna definitely be able to, find something that would interest you. The last thing I would say is maybe talk to someone who is in the field of cybersecurity already. Uh, I could be one example, but like me, there's a lot of other people who are in cybersecurity, and it's just not one thing, right? Like, it's cybersecurity is a bunch of things. You have people who do ethical hacking, you have people who are analysts like myself, you have people who do just governance kind of stuff, or something to do with building policies around cybersecurity. So there's a lot that's going on over there. And before I starting, actually, I spoke to a lot of people. I spoke to some people who did networking specifically. I spoke to people who did governance, and then I understood what each realm of cybersecurity has, or which area of cybersecurity was existed. And then I realized that, okay, that's interesting. That's not interesting. That's interesting. That's a little bit more interesting than the other. And then you get to try this kind of stuff. And I feel like, talking to people really helps, because it also helps you realize that, hey, do I actually want to do cybersecurity, or does this just sound boring to me? And I think that's important, because if it sounds boring to you, don't get into it. You're not going to like it, and you're going to regret it, right? Because you need to find it interesting. It has to, like, you need to care about this stuff. I personally care about data. I care about privacy. I care about the fact that I need to know that, uh, I, I'm very aware of what's happening in today's world. I care about stuff like ransomware. I don't like the fact that my computer is vulnerable to that, maybe, or whatever. I keep up with these kind of trends. If something is new, if there's a way to protect my computer better, I make sure that I hop onto that train, so that I don't lose my data. So that's really the thing. And I think everybody cares about that stuff. But when it comes to you building a career around it, that's just something that you got to ask yourself. And you'll only know that once you start talking to people. And sometimes, even if that does not help, you have to actually get into it to know if you like it. Because if you don't, then you're never gonna know. That's with everything. If you don't, how do you know you like basketball without playing basketball? Or how do you know you like, I don't know, training at the gym without training at the gym? So you have to try it. Anyways, I really hope that this video was helpful, because I you might not get all the answers from this video. Really, the intention was directing you guys to, at least, because again, a lot of people ask me questions about this, and there is really very one way to do it. There's multiple ways, but like, really, the whole thing is, like I said, you gotta first know what it is, then develop your TCP/IP skills and networking skills, maybe take a cybersecurity course, and talk to people in the industry. I think this is the best way to know that you want to get into this, and I feel like it will help you, at least it'll point you into the right direction, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, leave a comment below, and definitely, if you have any questions, comment that below as well, because I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you for listening to me. Again, like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.